Snow has rolled into many areas of Newfoundland this afternoon in conjunction with our incoming low. Although overlooking downtown St. John's, we're not looking too bad road-wise as folks are piling into the Mary Brown Center to see some curling. Now, speaking of curling, Arctic air is going to knock out this snow as we go into the evening and overnight. We'll talk about that after I thank today's forecast sponsor, Heave Waste Management.
Come get your duds in order, 'cause we're bound across the water. Heave away, me jollies, heave away. Come get your duds in order, 'cause we're bound to leave tomorrow. Heave away, me jolly boys, we're all bound away.
All right, so we're looking at a couple of webcams now, well, 4 to be exact, over Goobies, Grand Bank, Duns River, and Gander, and we can see in some areas it's quite stormy. In other areas, it's not looking too bad. And as we switch over to the live radar, we will see that once you're west of Gander, the snow is pretty light and it's really not existent on the west coast. But for eastern areas, we are seeing that snow beginning to ramp up in intensity. It looks like the southern part of the Burin Peninsula, as we are now just approaching 12:30, has flipped over to rain and or freezing rain. Now, the other thing we can do is we can just lose the precipitation depiction and look at the reflectivity. This gives us a better idea of where the snow is more intense. And as we can see, it does look like over the Avalon, in the St. John's area, it's not too bad, again, as of 12:20, but we are going to watch this area of heavier snow work into the north, and that will really bump up those snowfall rates to about 2 to 4 centimeters an hour for a couple hours before we get that flip over back to rain, and we can see that happening here as we look at that loop now over the last few hours. And I'll clear that all off, and you can see that all kind of working its way north as our area of low pressure is beginning to work its way through. Now we take a look at the wider view, and we can see on the backside of this low there's a very sharp line of cloud cover. So western Newfoundland likely seeing some sunny breaks right now, and once the snow ends quickly after about 3 o'clock in eastern Newfoundland, we may even see a few breaks of sunshine, but don't let that fool you. That's kind of on the edge of some bitterly cold Arctic air that's going to be working in overnight and tomorrow. So future radar and cloud cover paints this picture really well for us. Again, starting us off around midday, looks like in the metro area, the snow changes to rain between about 2 and 3 o'clock, and then it just ends after a few centimeters. That works its way offshore by tomorrow morning. Some lingering flurries and or pockets of snow on the northern peninsula. A few flurries working through central overnight as well. But once we're into early Thursday morning, 5, 6 o'clock, yes, a few flurries, but overall the weather is going to be a lot quieter than it is right now. Snowfall from this morning through this evening, so in total we're not looking at tremendously high amounts, but some areas of the Avalon Peninsula and the Burin Peninsula will pick up 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. It does look like in the St. John's metro area we are going to see a variety of snowfall from like 5 or 10 centimeters for St. John's and Mount Pearl Paradise to 2 to 5 out in CBS, and potentially less than 2 once you get out towards areas like Seal Cove and possibly even the southwest corner of Bell Island. So something to kind of watch. Again, those snowfall rates are going to peak between about now and 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And latest computer model guidance suggests maybe we're going to end up closer to 5 centimeters than 10 in the St. John's metro. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. The other thing of note is the Arctic air, which I mentioned. So in Labrador right now, we're looking at temperatures into the minus teens and 20s on the island, near or above freezing for most. St. Anthony currently down to minus 10. We're going to see this Arctic air really begin to get itself established over Labrador today and across the island tomorrow. And then it will almost lift out as we go into Friday and Saturday as some milder air tries to work its way in. But before that, we're looking at some bitterly cold wind chills across the region. In fact, extreme cold warnings, yellow level extreme cold warnings, are in effect for all of Labrador and Newfoundland's northern peninsula for tonight into tomorrow morning for wind chills as low as minus 30, mainly Newfoundland, and as low as minus 50 in Labrador, really between minus 40 and minus 50 in Labrador. So going to be very cold. So temperatures don't tell the whole story. So in Labrador overnight, temperatures dipping into the minus 20s and minus 30s. On the island, it stays kind of mild in the east, much cooler west and on the northern peninsula. And for the day tomorrow, you're going to look at that and you're going to say, okay, Gander it's cold, Corner Brook cold, St. Anthony cold, Labrador cold, obviously. But it's not so bad in the east. Yeah, that's because the high tomorrow is going to occur at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Watch the wind chills. So we see the wind chills as we go into the overnight in Labrador by tomorrow morning. Look at Churchill Falls, Lab City, well into the minus 40s and minus 30. Same thing in St. Anthony. Only minus 6 for the wind chill tomorrow morning in St. John's, minus 26 in Cowhead, minus 32 St. Anthony, minus 21 in Corner Brook. And as we go through the day, that Arctic air really begins to work its way in, and by evening, we're looking at wind chills in the east close to minus 20, and most areas west are below that, including across Labrador. Now, it looks like the wind speeds will come down tomorrow later in the day, so the wind chills won't be as extreme in the afternoon in conjunction with those warmer temperatures. So there's your metro planner for tomorrow. Look at the high in the morning, minus 2, minus 3, by 5 o'clock down to minus 11, and the blue number is the wind chill there, down to minus 21. Now, while it is going to be cold, the good news is that we're not looking at a long cold spell. So Friday is going to be cold, but look at Saturday and Sunday, and as we go into next week, remember how I said the Arctic air is quick to leave? Well, there we are. Look at temperatures by Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, downright spring-like. The question is, how long is that going to last, right? And no major weather looks to be in play for at least the time being, except in parts of Labrador, where it does look like in the north there is a 70% chance of snow on Saturday. And beyond that, we get a warm-up, but then there's a sign of the cool-down by the middle of next week again. So we'll keep a close eye on things between now and then. Speaking of, if I can speak, keeping a close eye on things, be sure to get my app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. If you're watching this on your TV, use the QR code there. That'll take you right to the website where you can find the links to the app directly in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. You can search there as well. Also visit my website for the road cams, the map room, and my latest blog posts are posted there as well. If you're watching on Facebook, give me a follow. On YouTube, subscribe. Otherwise, have a great Wednesday evening, and my next update will be tomorrow morning. I'll see you then.